Hey guys, HTV here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some pretty cool things to go over. We have some new release date hints for Pokémon Legends ZA, and as well as that we have even more new Nintendo Switch 2 updates to go over. There's been so many, but that's just because it's very likely that the new console is going to get announced this month. But either way, if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 500 likes. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, let's go over these quick release date hints for Pokémon Legends ZA. We have Light here tweeting out saying, so if Trainer Team Series Mega Charizard X will arrive in spring 2025, we can assume that Pokémon Legends ZA will arrive on these dates to boost its sales. Obviously, they're going to be making new Mega Pokemon merch just simply because Mega Evolution is going to be the main gimmick for the next year in Pokemon Legends ZA, so obviously they're going to want to capitalize on that, produce a lot of merch for it, stuff like that, and so the merch is going to come out around the same time as the game you'd like to expect. And then they say PLZA could be launched between the 20th of March to the 21st of June 2025. There's your date, because obviously that's when spring is. So if you don't know what Team Series is, he then goes on to kind of explain it. So Trainer Team Series are figurines on Pokemon. So obviously Charizard, we're going to get a Mega Charizard X and Y. We're going to get Mega Garchomp. There's probably going to be them for a majority of the Megas, probably the new Mega Evolutions as well. But yeah, I don't really know the way this was announced. But either way, this is legitimate. Like, this Trainer Team thing is coming spring 2025. And the fact that they used Mega Charizard X as well just kind of, again, implies that it is going to be around the time that the game drops. I mean, this release date window really is when we're expecting the game to kind of drop anyway. Like, for me, I think it's going to be around probably May, June time. Maybe July at a push, but yeah, maybe May and June is probably the best kind of idea, because we'll get, obviously, a big trailer for it in the Pokemon Presents in February. But then if it does come out as early as, like, May, that means that there is the potential that we get something else in 2025, and that could be when this outsourced Generation 5 remake is going to take place. Because, again, a lot of reliable sources have been speaking about this Generation 5 game, so they may have just been like, look, 2024, it's just going to be a bit of a gap year, we're just going to release Pocket and then that's it, and then 2025, we're going to go in, we're going to drop Legends ZA, we're going to drop the Generation 5 games as well, which could be for the Switch 2, most likely for the Switch 1. And then obviously in 2026, it's going to be like, that's when Gen 10's hitting. We are going to make the money from these games. And that could be how they kind of are doing the sort of schedule. But I don't know, it depends how early Legends ZA comes out. Because if it comes out like July time, then they're probably not going to get a game in August. But if it comes out early next year, then yeah, it's likely that we could get something else. But either way, I wanted to quickly go over this anyway. Again, it's not really anything crazy. It's kind of more on what we already really knew, but it's just, I guess, extra things that are, I guess, pointing towards that release window being a little bit earlier next year than as opposed to later. So that's the first thing that I wanted to go over. Next up, we have some more Nintendo Switch 2 updates to go over. The first one is posted on Go Nintendo, saying Nintendo remains coy on backwards compatibility for their next system, and then updates. So not ready to talk specifics. So this is obviously the image they dropped ages ago, where we had the Nintendo Switch integrated hardware, software, Nintendo Switch, and then integrated hardware, software, next-gen gaming system, which was 20XX. And then gone to say, Nintendo held the 83rd annual general meeting of shareholders a few days back, and as you expect, those shareholders had a wide range of questions they lobbed at Nintendo. So one person was interested in knowing if Nintendo's next platform would be backwards compatible with the Nintendo Switch. In particular, this person mentioned that the Wii U and the 3DS games couldn't be brought over to the Nintendo Switch, and they'd be saddened to see the same situation happen with the Nintendo Switch to whatever comes next. So the Nintendo president, Shintaro Furukawa, wasn't ready to share any specifics about Nintendo's next piece of hardware, but he did talk about this digital/physical software philosophies in general. You can see some of his statement below as translated by Robert. So basically, we are always considering various things about the specifications of future hardware, but at this stage, I would like to refrain from making any specific comments about future hardware. As for the sales style of Nintendo Switch software, there are different types, like physical package software brought in stores, download versions of package software, and download-only software. So many of our customers have been playing on the Nintendo Switch with download software or download-only software, and compared to previous game consoles, the ratio of digital sales has been increasing, which I think it's just because it's ease of access. You know, with the physical game, you'd have to go out and get it, you'd have to order it online and wait a couple of days, where if you get it online, even though you're gonna probably be paying a little bit more, you get it right there and then. You know, you start downloading the game instantly, so it is very easy to access that. I always prefer the physical, just in case, but at the same time, I understand why people do quite like digital downloads. And then as a company, we would like to continue proposing unique gameplay through dedicated game consoles that integrate hardware and software in the future, so please look forward to it. And then as well as that, there's been a couple of updates as well. So update 1, you can now see the official question and answer in English, as Nintendo has released their translation of the shareholders Q&A. So yeah, this was basically the question saying it's inconvenient the games become unusable when you transition from one game system to the next, like from the Wii U to the Switch. I'd like to know your thoughts about making digital games purchased for Nintendo Switch available on the next generation game console. And yeah, it's basically what we've just said there is kind of basically what the translation is as well. And then update 2, we have industry insider Nate the Hate claiming that the Switch successor will indeed have backwards compatibility with the Switch. While no new evidence is provided to back this claim, Nate the Hate's track record for inside info is pretty solid, and this is also far from the first time we've heard reports of the Nintendo Switch's successor being backwards compatible. So again, just more good news, I guess, for backwards compatibility with the Switch 2 and the Switch. And again, it's not like we've never had backwards compatibility before. You know, we had it with the Game Boy Advance, being able to play Game Boy games. We had it with the Nintendo DS, being able to play Game Boy Advance games. We had it with the Wii, being able to play GameCube games. So it's not like we've never had it before. And I feel like if the Switch and the Switch 2 are going to be relatively similar consoles in terms of design and stuff, because I expect we're still going to get a dock, we're still going to get handheld, we're still going to get the Joy-Cons, everything like that. So like, why wouldn't it have backwards compatibility? We just have one slot for the Switch and then one slot for the Switch 2. Or maybe they just make the game cartridges the exact same and then we just have one slot where you can put both of them in. But yeah, I think it's not ridiculous to assume that we are going to get backwards compatibility, because they're also sending across like Nintendo accounts and everything like that, and obviously the Nintendo accounts are going to be accompanied with all of those digital downloads and stuff. So for me, it just makes absolutely no sense for there not to be backwards compatibility. And then obviously we're just getting more and more, I guess, reassurance from different insiders and stuff saying that, look, yeah, we are going to get it. So I'm not worried about it. I think we're definitely going to get it, and they might reveal that anyway this month if they do reveal the console. So that's the first thing that I wanted to go over. And then the next thing is just more kind of updates regarding the Switch 2 being revealed this month. A few of these things we've already gone over in the previous videos that we've gone over this week, but there is some more information here that I did want to go over. So Nintendo Switch 2 reveal in September suggests rumors, but insiders are split. So insiders have said there are whispers of an announcement regarding the Nintendo Switch successor this month or early October. So obviously we've already gone over this by Christopher Dring. So Nintendo hasn't officially announced anything about its follow-up to the Switch, only that it will be revealed at some point before the end of March next year. With summer over, we're now approaching the window where a console reveal feels more feasible. If Nintendo follows the marketing rollout of the original Switch, for example, we could see some sort of announcement in October before it launches next year. A notable insider, however, has hinted that some kind of reveal regarding Nintendo Switch's next console could happen as soon as this month. So obviously this was what Christopher Dring said. Again, we've already spoken about this, but if you didn't see that video, he basically said, you know, with industry whispers around something Switch 2 related happening this month, I thought I'd remind everyone of the official list of the greatest game consoles of all time, Switch, and then number 2, everything else. So that was the first kind of, I guess, a bit of a hint towards, yeah, we could be getting something this month in regarding the Switch 2. However, though, we then had Andy Robinson, who is, I guess, another insider, I think he works for VGC, saying, seems a bunch of press have heard this, that the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to get revealed this month. But he's saying, I wouldn't bet my house on it. So he's very, very sure that we're not actually going to get the reveal of it this month. And again, that's just one insider's words against another insider's words. And then it says, it appears as if these rumors have circulated among other members of the press, though. In response to the tweet, VGC's Andy Robinson stated, seems a bunch of press have heard this, but I still wouldn't bet my house on it. Games industry analyst David Gibson has also suggested, which we went over, I think, in like yesterday's video, the new console could be revealed either between... We didn't go over the date yesterday, though. The kind of article that we covered in yesterday's video about David Gibson just said it'd be released this month. They didn't actually say what his actual tweet was, which gives a lot more information. We have David Gibson here actually saying between September the 18th and 26th, or in early October to avoid the Tokyo Game Show. So obviously the 18th of September, you know, it's not next week, but it's week after, which is obviously that Wednesday. So that's not like, so obviously next week, nothing. The week after is when potentially we could be seeing the Switch 2. So it's going to be like late September, kind of early October is when they're kind of expecting it. So it doesn't clash with the Tokyo Game Show, which runs from September the 26th to the 29th. It's unclear though if this is speculation or based on sources. So he's saying, yeah, if it's not out by the 26th, then it's not going to be out until early October because it doesn't want to clash with the Tokyo Game Show. And then also in a follow-up tweet, Gibson highlights, which we also went over in yesterday's video, saying, you know, the Japanese electronic components company Hosiden, basically that supplies Nintendo with the parts. If you didn't see yesterday's video, they've basically been spending like loads of money on the production equipment and stuff. Again, go watch yesterday's video because we kind of go to more in detail about that. But basically that's what they've done. They've just spent a lot more money on kind of creating the I guess, components and stuff for the next console. So what gives the rumors credence is the fact that Nintendo usually always holds a major Nintendo Direct in September. The only time it hasn't in recent years was in 2020, where it instead did a sequence of smaller presentations, including one for the 35th anniversary of Super Mario Bros., a partner showcase, and a Monster Hunter Direct for Monster Hunter Rise. So similarly, Nintendo last month held 3 smaller presentations with a Nintendo Museum Direct and a back-to-back Indie World Showcase and Partner Showcase. As we already know, Nintendo's first-party lineup for the rest of the year, there's a chance Nintendo could skip doing a big Direct presentation this month. That seems relatively unlikely though, and even if they don't do an all-in-one Direct for all their first-party titles, smaller ones for the big 3 of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, Super Mario Party Jamboree, and Mario & Luigi Brothership seems almost certain. It's Nintendo though, so anything is possible, but the original Switch console was revealed in a 3-minute teaser trailer in the 2016 of October that appeared out of the blue with no prior warning, which would be really upsetting. I think we need a big kind of, I guess, just a big show, you know, just a big presentation for it. The main knock against announcing a new console this year is that it could eat into Switch sales this Christmas. When Nintendo announced the original Switch, it was coming after the Wii U, which was a financial flop. In 2024, with the Switch console still selling fairly well, there's more to lose by highlighting a new machine that won't be out until next year. Nintendo might be willing to take the hit though, considering how successful the Switch has been over the past 6 years, and with rumors pointing to the next console being backwards compatible, it might even feel that nothing will be lost in terms of overall software sales. Yeah, because if you buy, like, let's just say Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, you buy this game, and then you get the Switch 2, you can just play on the Switch 2 anyway, because it's going to be backwards compatible. So if these rumblings are true though, September could be a bumper month for new console announcements, with Sony's PS5 Pro also rumored to be revealed in the State of Play this month. So that's that, and then we also have Soul Silverheart talking about this as well, and a couple of other little tidbits. So I thought this might have got on Pokemon Legends. I thought we might have got Legends ZA news this week, but it's starting not to look like it, which means this feels even more likely in regards to the Switch 2 getting announced. Maybe we get the Switch 2 drop next week and Legends ZA the week/month after. The new Zelda game is probably a small factor to consider as well. And then we had Jake Steinberg here, who, again, I don't think they're an insider or anyone. I think they just have... They're basically a journalist, I think. There's some sort of writer, but they've been doing quite a bit of gaming kind of writing, so maybe they do know a little bit, or maybe they have like some relatively good guesses and guesstimates and stuff like that. Saying week after next, which is kind of lining up with what David Gibson here said as well, early September 18th to 26th or early October. That's what Jake is also saying. So week after next, so not next week, but the one after. Nintendo Direct focused on late 2024 and early 2025 titles. Metroid Prime 4 and Legend ZA get release dates. Other titles shown for the Switch 1 crowd end with a first look at Switch 2. So Jake's basically saying we're going to get a Direct. Again, this is his speculation. He isn't saying this is going to happen, but he's saying that we might get a Direct where they show late 2024, early 2025 titles, Legend ZA, Prime 4, and then ends with a Switch 2. And then we have Soul Silverheart kind of following up to this, saying, I can't see them showing any Legends ZA in a Switch 2 reveal before having a dedicated Legends ZA news drop. But with that in mind, it does make me think that it's possible they do a Legends ZA Focus Presents before the big Switch 2 reveal and put some of that same footage or even new Legends ZA gameplay in the Switch 2 trailer afterwards. So if that was the case, then we'd be getting like a Legends ZA trailer next week if, David Gibson's right, saying that the Switch 2 is going to get announced September the 18th to the 26th. So yeah, there's a lot to kind of unpack here. There's a lot of stuff to kind of... I mean, it's all speculation at the end of the day, but I think with all these different people, barring like you know, one journalist saying it's not happening. It's looking like September is going to be very, very likely for the reveal. But either way, let me know your thoughts on everything that we covered in today's video. What are your thoughts on the potential release window for Legends ZA? And then also, let me know your thoughts on the Nintendo Switch 2 as well. Do you think it's going to get announced this month? Or do you think it's going to be next month? Or do you think it's going to be next year? Let me know. But thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, like I say, drop a like, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.